I got a phone call from the BBC. They were doing a live broadcast to mark the centenary of the sinking of the Titanic, and it was going to be broadcast in the actual time it took the Titanic. The program, live program, with a small orchestra and music and song and like documentary program, started at 11:30 when on the Saturday night when the Titanic struck the iceberg, and it went on till 2:30 in the morning when it sank, which is a really interesting thing to be part of. And they asked me if I would like to come along and sing a song on this, as with some other artists, and you could either sing one of the songs that was written about the Titanic, of which there are loads. You could sing one of the songs from the repertoire of the band that were on the Titanic, which they had access to, or you could write a song about the Titanic. Well, my initial feeling was, you know, everyone knows everything about the Titanic. What could you possibly do? How could you possibly write a song that, you know, there's nothing you could possibly write that wouldn't be overshadowed by Celine Dion. But then, you know what, while I was thinking about composing the letter to try and gently say to these guys, you know, really, do I really need to do this? I suddenly thought to myself, you know what, you never hear anything from the perspective of the iceberg, do you? So I emailed this guy, more or less thinking he'd say, yeah, right, piss off. I said, what about if I write a song from the perspective of the iceberg? And he said, oh, that'll be interesting. And he was right, it would be interesting. So I had like 4 or 5 days, and I thought, okay, well, let me have a think about this. What would the iceberg be thinking? What would the iceberg be doing? So I did write this song, and I did perform it, so we pick. And I don't normally play it live, but I think in the context as to illustrate the reasons for writing a song, I thought I'll play it for you now. It's charmingly called The Song of the Iceberg. Once I was a dewdrop 1,000,000 years ago, rose up on a misty day into the clouds and rolled away. Born again a raindrop, I fell to earth as rain, to rise and fall and rise and fall and rise and fall again. Rise and fall, fresh water and brine, rise and fall until the end of time. Rise and fall, fresh water and brine, rise and fall until the end of time. Once I was a snowflake 10,000 years ago, drifted on a night so deep, fell into a frozen sleep. Born again an iceberg, we carved in Baffin Bay, and waited for the moon-hauled tides to carry us away. Rise and fall, fresh water and brine, rise and fall until the end of time. Rise and fall, fresh water and brine, rise and fall until the end of time. A single fleeting moment in a vast ocean of time, drifting on a night so calm, pass me by, I mean no harm. A mountain made of raindrops goes floating on its way, and dreams of making rainbows on some distant summer's day. Rise and fall, fresh water and brine, rise and fall until the end of time. Rise and fall, fresh water and brine, rise and fall until the end of time. Rise and fall, fresh water and brine, rise and fall until the end of time. Rise and fall, fresh water and brine, rise and fall until the end of time. you.